Hey, what's up everyone, this is Drayko the Psychic here, and back at it again with another non-online video. So, today, I just want to tell you guys that last night, I actually placed top 2 at my locals tournament at a card shop I found in my nearby. It was a pretty fun night. I actually pissed off someone in the process. So, this is not an as-a-thought Orcust deck, but an actual pure Orcust build, sort of pure, but yeah, it's actually pretty somewhat competitive because the April ban list for this year did not go into effect, so therefore summon sorcerers was still a thing. But please do not just as a disclaimer, this deck profile right here is not for deck ideas. It's just to show off what I don't know what of any videos to make for tonight, so except that Fluffles video I need to work on, and you know, just to show you guys what I brought to locals and how I topped 2. So anyways, my matchups were like, game 1 was Salamangrates. I went 2-1 against it. And then it was an Orcust as a thought match with the Phantom Knights. I lost 0-2 to it. And third game, I went against Pendulum Magicians, and I won 2-1 against it. Mostly because game 2, he pulled out the Amorphage card that basically prevents special summons from extra deck. So, and I didn't have a Raigeki in my main deck. I didn't side it out. I didn't side it in. So I had to give that game to him. But I did win 2 games with this deck. And yeah, with that being said, let's start off. Alright, so like I said guys, this is not for deck ideas, but however though, you could use this as deck idea for the ratios. So here we go. So I run 3 Orcust Harpor, 3 Orcust Symbol Skeleton, and 1 Brass Bombard. And the big ones right here is 2 Orcust Nightmare. So, fun little fact, I was actually running 3 of each card in the deck, and then I decided to put in hand traps and take out some. Now I only have the 1 Brass Bombard and 2 Nightmares. So let me just go over their effects. Harpor right here, they all have effects where they banish themselves from the graveyard, and they do certain stuff, but you were locked out of special summons. You can only summon dark monsters for the rest of this turn. So, Harpor, banish itself from the grave to special summon a Orcust monster from the deck. Orcust Symbol Skeleton banishes to special summon a Orcust monster from your graveyard. It can also be the Link monsters. Orcust Brass Bombard, it special summons one from the hand. I did play that effect off once, but it was only for a couple of times, and this card is very situational. But since it is a tuner, I might put in some Borreload Savage Dragon plays in here. And the Orcust Nightmare here, the one from Savage Strike, basically its effect reads that you banish it to target a monster on the field, and you send a Dark Machine from your deck to the graveyard. It doesn't have to be Orcust, it can be the War Legacy cards. And it gains attack equal to its level times 100. So if you were to send an Orcust Harpor to the grave, that monster would gain 400 attack. It's pretty nice, but basically the best part about Nightmare is that it just sends any Dark Machine you basically need into the graveyard, and you don't really worry about attack points unless you're trying to get over a big monster. Alright. Now, for the War Legacies, I run 3 World Wands and 1 kind of a spicy tech, but not really, World Crown. I never saw World Crown go off, but I did pull it off as a special summon. So, anyways, let me just go over their effects. So, World Crown, sorry. Can special summon himself in defense position to a zone unlinked monster points to. It's basically a Crusadia. This can help you get your summon sorceress plays out, as if you don't have a way of accessing a special summon for a Dark Machine, you can go in, and you have this in hand, you can automatically summon this. World Light, he has 2 effects. If he's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a World Legacy monster from your hand. He can also special summon himself, but I never seen that play happen. But we usually use it for its second effect, where you banish it from your graveyard to target an Orcust, a banished Orcust monster, and special summon it. And fortunately, this one does not lock you out of your dark plays. It doesn't lock you out, so to say. Alright, next up we run 3 Armageddon Knights. Just pretend that these are Armageddon Knights, even though they are technically Armageddon Knights. So yeah, the Armageddon's at 1, that's pretty sad. I decided to cut down the Mathematician to 2, and it actually kind of worked out so fine, so yeah, I'm kind of happy I did that. Now for a little spicy engine I have in here, I have 3 Neospace connectors and 1 Neospatian Dolphin. So if you don't know what this stuff does, I'll explain it. So Neospace Connector's effect is that when it's normal summon, I believe, yeah, you can special summon a elemental hero, a Neospatian, sorry, from your hand or deck in defense position, and you can and then you would always go into Neospatian Aqua Dolphin, and Neospatian Aqua Dolphin has a unique effect where you discard a card to look at your opponent's hand, and then you pick one, and then you destroy that card, and you pick a monster, and then if the monster has a less attack than a monster you control with the highest attack, you destroy that monster, and then they take 500. But if you don't pick a monster within those conditions, you take 500. This basically gets rid of hand traps, so to say. I actually did force out a lot of hand traps with this card, with this combo, but I had other plays within my hand as well, so yeah, basically I've made them use hand traps for nothing. Another attack we're running is the 4-month Skipper. I finally got my hands on one, and this card helped me a lot. So if you don't know what this thing does, I'll go ahead and explain it right away. So 4-month Skipper's effect is when it is normal summon, or no, not on summon. So during the main phase, you can reveal a link monster from your extra deck, and for this turn, this card's name becomes that link monster. So say you use 4-month Skipper's effect and you reveal Nightmare Cerebus. 4-month Skipper is now on Nightmare Cerebus, and you can go into Mermaid. There is also his second effect where if he's sent to the graveyard as like material, you can add a level 5 or higher Cyber's monster from deck to hand. And I would have teched in Cyber's White Hat, the card that allows you to special summon it from hand if you control two or more monsters with the same type. But after a lot of play testing, I wasn't able to summon it efficiently and summon it consistently. So yeah. Anyways, for the last of the monsters, we run hand traps. I used to run like this setup and 2 effect veilers, but those effect veilers are actually in my side deck, so yeah. Anyways, onto the spells. We run 3 Orchestrated Returns, 2 Babbles, and 1 Einsatz. So Orchestrated Return, really good card in the deck. You send a Orcust or World Legacy monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Really good trade-in type card, but the best card is Orchestrated Babble. If you're doing the Topologic Bomber strategy, I highly recommend playing this card and having this card out all the time, because the Topologic Bomber Dragon with Babble is kind of devastating, and that's how I killed most of my opponents. Alright, so if you don't know what Babel does, I'll explain it. So it basically makes your Orcust monsters that are in the graveyard and the Link monsters, they all become quick effects. So Harpor can summon a Orcust monster from the deck during your opponent's turn. Galatea can search off your spells during your opponent's turn. It's really neat to have this. And not only that, it can recycle itself by sending a card from your hand to the graveyard to add it back from your graveyard to your hand. Except the turn it was sent to the graveyard. That's it, basically. But this is the main heart and soul of the deck. 3 is too much. You can brick easily if you draw a bunch of Babbles, because that Babbles are not going to do anything for you. Next, and the item stats right here, I only run one of. Like I said, it can kind of brick, and it's not really the heart and soul of the deck. It's just there to extend your plays a bit if it happens. And if your opponent like Ghost Ogres it, it's not much of a problem. So item stats, basically, if your opponent summons a monster, you take a World Legacy or Orcust monster from your hand or deck and either send it to the graveyard or banish it. That's basically it. Alright, now next up I play 2 Twin Twisters. That Salamangreat player, I did try to pop it, but I forced out a Roar, so that was fun. And oh, what else? Yeah, I just popped back row. But basically, I'm surprised I didn't go against any Altergeist, because I was hoping I would go against them to sack them with this card. Alright. Now, I have a lot of 1-ofs in this deck. I have 1 Foolish Burial, send any card I need to the graveyard. Monster Reborn, I finally got this as a secret rare. Really nice. World Legacy Succession, basically Monster Reborn. 1 Reinforcement of the Army to search out Armageddon Knight or the Neo Space Connectors. 1 for 1, it just searches out 4 Mud Skipper very easily and doesn't waste your normal summon. And for the last 1-of, I play 1 Machine Duplication. Machine Duplication, I actually cut it down all the way down to 1 because we play 3 World Legacy World Wands, and I just cut down the Brass Bombard. So I never played this card. I usually just like side it out because I only have like 1 target for it, and if I ever see it, I really want to get the most value out of it. That's just how I play. And the one card that really helped me out in this journey to get to top 2 was Called by the Grave. Everyone was playing hand traps. My gosh. But yeah, they just played hand traps. In fact, what was really funny is that I Ghost Ogred my opponent during the Salamangreat video. Or, no, not video, the game. Oh boy. And he Called by the Grave my Ghost Ogre, and and then he tried to Ghost Ogre me on the next turn, and I was like, no, you can't, you Called by the Grave did. And he kind of lost there. Yeah. But Called by the Grave, a really helpful card to, you know, make sure your plays go off right and make sure no Ghost Girls hurt you. Alright, enough about screwing Ghost Girls over. Let's get right into the extra deck. We play 2 Galateas, or no, 2, not 2. I'm so tired right now. It's like midnight over here. 3 Galateas, 2 Longyearsus, and 2 Orcustrions. I did make went to another locals tournament on Tuesday, and I topped 6 in that, but it wasn't with this build. It was with a different build. And I actually made a lot of Orcustrions in 1 match, but that was a good match anyway. Oh gosh. He won the game, but you know, that was a fun match. So let me just get over their effects. So Galatea over here, best one in the extra deck. They all have effects where they protect themselves, so while they're linked, so that either they point to a monster or a linked monster points to them. Galatea cannot be destroyed by battle, Longyearsu cannot be destroyed by card effects, and Orcustrion cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So, yep. Galatea's effect, you can you can target one of your banished machine monsters and shuffle into the deck, and then you set a Orcust spell or trap directly from your deck. Your opponent cannot ash this. This is really fun. That's really nice. You cannot get ash. Searchable spell or trap searcher, unashable. That's what I like about it. Long Girsu, this was part of the combo that I've been always doing. Long Girsu over here. He shuffles 2 of your banished machine monsters into your deck, and then you send a linked monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. So it means a linked monster. It would either mean a monster that a linked monster was pointing to, or a linked monster that has a link marker pointing to a monster. So yeah, but mostly I did the first thing. In Orcustrion, didn't really see him a lot, but he's just there just in case. So basically, he returns 3 to negate the effects of all monsters your opponent controls and make their attack 0, and it does it permanently, so really, really nice to do there. Now, like I said, do not play this deck or try and make a deck around it, because you're trying to go for the Summon Sorcerers build, and thanks to the next ban list that's coming up, Summon Sorcerers is gone. So, like I said, you can kind of use this for ratio ideas, but please do not try and make a deck with Summon Sorceress. Summon Sorceress is getting banned. If you don't know what she does, she basically targets a monster it points to, and then special summons a monster from your deck with the same type, and I believe with attribute, right? No, with just the same type, and but mostly you're just gonna be summoning dark monsters. But yeah, it just summons in the defense position, just gets you extra monsters. Alright, for the Link 4s, we run the main monster of this deck, Topologic Bomber Dragon. Like I said, with Babel and Topologic, it's it's a very good combo to do, because, you know, you can have about, 3 Dark Holes, I believe. Yeah, just quick play Dark Holes with, Babels. Next up, I run the Boral Load, the Boral package, the Boral Dragon, and the Boral Sword Dragon. Really, really nice. Did see Boral Dragon sometimes, and then I did see Boral Sword at most times. I actually killed my opponent with one of the Boral Dragons, and he got pissed. Yeah, he wasn't very happy. Alright, for the Nightmare package, we run the Nightmare package and the Mermaid. That's just basically it. That's the Nightmare package for you. Alright. Now on to the side deck. Most of the monsters, they're just hand traps. I have the 2 Effect Veilers and the 3 Drone Lockbirds. I actually picked up the 3 Structure decks just on that day, so yeah, I'm pretty happy that I got Drone Lockbirds. Never sided it in. I did side it in, but I didn't get to use it, so yeah. For the spells, I ran 1 Raigeki and 2 Shared Rides. Never saw these, but I did side in Raigeki because Salamander Greats. And I also sided in Raigeki for the Pendulum matchup, just because that Amorphage card was so hard to deal with. Alright, for traps, I ran 1 of each, the core and the attack. So if you don't know what these things do, I'll explain it right away. So once per turn, for the core effect, so once per turn, you can banish a monster from your field or graveyard, then target an Orcust or World Legacy card you control, except the core. Neither player can target it with card effects that turn, even if it leaves the field. And if a Orcust and or World Legacy card you control would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. It's just basically a what would you call it? Return of the Dragon Lords for your cards. An attack, when a monster declares an attack, you contribute a Orcust or World Legacy monster, then target a monster your opponent controls and banish it. Really, really nice removal. Never played it though, so yeah. And last of the traps, I play Red Reboot. 2 Red Reboots. Funny thing, I would have been able to play 3 Red Reboots if the person that was about to trade him would let me trade him. So yeah, I'm kind of sad about that. About not getting a 3rd Red Reboot. Alright, that's the end of the video. So if you guys like this video, please hit that like button down below. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. Like I said, please do not use this. This is just me showing off a goofy deck that I topped, not really topped, but took 2nd place at. So yeah, anyways, also make sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate a lot of subs, and a sneak peek video will come out sooner or later, so yep, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.